This video will show you how to set up a CBE style grading scheme inside of D2L that allows you to grade based on performance relative to a predefined competency rather than merely assigning points or percentages to assignments. To create a new grading scheme, go to the Grades area of your course. Select the Schemes tab. Select New Scheme. Give your grading scheme a name, and then you'll want to set up your grade ranges beginning with the lowest possible level of performance and going up to the highest level of performance. By default, the lowest level of performance will start at 0%. For the column marked Assign Value percent, you can then set what percentage value you would like to be the maximum for the lowest level possible. For example, you might have your lowest level go up to, say, 60%, the idea being that 0 through 60% would be equivalent to essentially a failing grade, or indicating that the student needs to do more work in order to pass the assignment. In the Simple column, give each level a performance descriptor, such as highly developed, developed, needs more work, or developing is generally the language that we prefer, and then set the range that you would like to correspond to each performance level. The language that you would like to use to describe your performance levels is entirely up to you. However, just make sure that you are consistent both in your grade scheme and then elsewhere in the course where this language might appear. Finally, you can set a color for each performance level that indicates how it will display to students in the gradebook. When you're finished, select Save and Close. Next, go to the Setup wizard. Scroll down, click Start, and we are going to click Continue through the steps until we get to Step 4, which is where we choose the default grade scheme. So we want to change the default scheme to the scheme that we just created. By default, Nashville State courses will default to the percentage-based grading scheme, which is just your standard A through F, 0 through 100% grading scheme. But we want to select our new custom scheme. Click Continue, 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 and Finish to save those settings. Now, all new grade items that you create in the course will use this scheme by default. If you create a new item, you'll notice that the grade scheme is by default set to that new CBE custom scheme that we just created. If we go to look at student grades, we'll also see that by default, the gradebook has changed to display those performance indicators from the custom grade scheme we created now. So you can see that we have the custom grade colors that we set, as well as that custom language we used of developed, highly developed, developing, so on and so forth. We highly recommend setting up a custom grade scheme like this one for CBE courses just because this can give students another tool to measure their progress against course competencies and identify where they need to improve in order to pass all competencies. If you have further questions or you need assistance setting up a custom CBE grade scheme, don't hesitate to reach out to us at online.learning@nscc.edu.